All right, it's hot and getting hotter, as you saw by that 7-day forecast, and it's hard not to notice the bone-dry brush in the foothills because of the lack of rain as well, the low water levels in the Boise River, and also up at Lucky Peak in the reservoir. And before you point out the obvious, yep, it is a drought and it is getting worse, and there's a big reason for that. But this year is a little bit different. Just how is it impacting the Boise River system, both now and in the future? Katya Stepovic did some digging to find out.
Anderson Ranch Reservoir, Arrow Rock, and Lucky Peak combined hold about 1 million acre-feet of water when full. Right now, they total 400,000 acre-feet.
A lot of the times in the spring when the runoff is occurring, we're getting rain, and it's allowing the irrigators to not begin pulling water from their storage. And this year they had to begin early. Crops were in the ground and they needed to start watering them.
Ryan Hendrick, water operations lead with the Bureau of Reclamation, says Lucky Peak alone is currently dropping anywhere from 2.2 to 2.5 feet a day. But many didn't anticipate this kind of water season because snowpack was fairly normal.
It's difficult because usually when the irrigators see that it looks like a relatively good water year, they'll start planting their crops based on water usage. So when we have a year like this and we're seeing it looks like a good water year, they can plant high usage crops, but then it creates a problem for them now when we're running out of water.
He says the lack of spring precipitation created less runoff than usual, and the soil was drier than normal, causing the snowpack to soak in the soil and not run off. So now
we're hearing that irrigators are going to shut off earlier this year. Usually the amount of water that is stored we can extend into October, and that's usually the end of irrigation season. This year, likely to see a mid-September, late September shutoff.
The average acre-feet amount in the Boise Reservoir system from 1981 to 2021 is around 615,000 acre-feet. Right now, it's at 400,000, and not stacking up great compared to the last 5 years.
So all the irrigation entities, and we also deliver water to Suez. Everybody has really tightened their belt to try to stretch this thing just as far as they can.
Rex Berry is the Boise River Water Master for the Idaho Water Users Association. He says he hasn't seen a year this bad since he's been in the industry for over 10 years.
Several of the irrigation delivery entities in the valley have went from 100% delivery down to 70, and some cases even 60% of what they were able to divert in order to stretch their supply as far as possible. Because the guys need the water to get their crops through to get a full yield. Reduced yield means reduced pay. So they've got a lot of money invested in these crops, and when they can't get the full amount of water that they really need, it puts stress on some of those crops and consequently the reduced yield.
He says two of the largest irrigation providers in the valley, the New York Canal and Nampa Meridian Irrigation District, announced they will stop delivering on September 15th.
That's approximately 30 days ahead of time. Most irrigation deliveries go till the middle of October. Everybody in the valley's in this together. We're going through a potentially unprecedented dry spell in the valley. We are looking at a very similar year to 1977. That was the worst year on record for water delivery in the Boise system.
He says the New York Canal is the largest distribution system in the valley at 2,000 cubic feet per second, and 1,900 of that right now is storage water, which means less carryover water into next year. So what can we do? Conserve and hope for the best.
We're all in this together. If you live in this valley, you depend on that Boise River in one form or another. And for everyone to do all they can to conserve as much as possible.
Personally, I'm very nervous about where we're going to end up or be next year. It's a difficult situation because there's nothing we can do about it. We have to just kind of wait and see what Mother Nature gives us, and then we'll adapt to that and try to meet everyone's demands and needs. Yeah, it sucks.
Relying on Mother Nature, hoping for the best. With tens of thousands of people moving in on a regular basis here to the Treasure Valley, it's going to be tough. A lot of people hoping for the best. All right, we talked about this drought. Mid-September was kind of where they're cutting it off here. We talked to farmers in Lincoln County who had their water cut off in June. So it's kind of made its way toward us. What's it going to take, though, for us here in the Treasure Valley to kind of get back to normal? Another snowmageddon?
Well, Brian, that is the big question right now, and we need above average moisture in the winter of next year in order to get back to normal, so to speak. However, Rex tells me that it's different throughout the state, and he's heard that some areas need 40% above normal moisture levels to get back into a good spot. And if not, we can continue to see our crop seasons unfortunately cut short, and it could take several years to recover from this.
Yeah, as records have shown, it usually lasts for at least 1 or 2 seasons. Hopefully not longer than that. All right, thank you very much, Katya.